Hi, Travis here. I'm going to have another video stock update for you today, and I've got the Warhammer Fate of Konor global campaign to talk about. We're the only location in Nova Scotia other than the Games Workshop store in Halifax that's participating. So there's going to be lots of excitement going on here over the next 6 weeks. If you're interested or new to Warhammer, it's a great time to check it out. Let's get to that stock update. I've got a pretty heavy focus on board game new arrivals this week. So, we've got a copy of the Catan 5 to 6 player expansion in. Lots of people really enjoy Settlers of Catan, but sometimes it's tricky to find the playgroup when you have to have exactly 3 or 4 players. So this one's got a couple of pieces that change the board shape a little bit and extra tiles to put in to round it out. And of course you've got new colors for the cities and buildings for the new players. Also got a copy of Catan Family Edition. This one's a little more budget friendly than the full edition. It's got a little bit of a simplified board, so that will help get you in and playing a little bit more quickly, but it's still got lots of the same great gameplay that makes Catan really fun. I've got a couple of Munchkin new arrivals. Munchkin Deadpool is a standalone expansion. It's designed to go together with Munchkin X-Men, but you can mash it up with any other Munchkin. And we've got the Munchkin Legends Deluxe box set. So this one's a great entry point if you've maybe tried out Munchkin with a friend and want your own copy. It's got a board to keep track of everyone's level progress and some colored tokens for people to use. And as well, it's got spots for the doors and treasures and a die and all the rules. So you can keep track of everything as you play through. Got a couple new release games. Caverna. This one is based on another game called Caverna. This is a 2-player variant, so you play as dwarves. It's a worker placement game without the workers, and you get to do mining and gather your resources and build out your cave. And modern art from Cool Mini or Not. This one doesn't feature any minis, but it's got some pretty cool artwork in it, and it's a bidding focused game. So you can see there's a little bidder gavel, there's lots of different artwork, and throughout the game in the different rounds, the value of artwork will go up as it becomes more popular. I've got in Bang, it's a Wild West themed card game. Everybody picks a different character in this one, and you've got shots and different abilities. So you track your health through the game and try not to get eliminated by being shot too much. And then there's the Dodge City expansion for Bang. So this one adds some new characters and new cards. Terraforming Mars is a big box game that's got really good reviews. It's been really popular, and it was out of stock for a while, but just back in stock, so we've got a copy in. The name is pretty self-explanatory. You can take a little bit of a look, but obviously the goal is to sculpt the landscape of Mars to make it habitable. And we've got Love Letter. This game has had lots of different spin-offs. It's a pretty budget-friendly price, and the goal of this game is to try and woo the princess, and you do that using cards to craft a love letter. I brought in a couple dice rolling accessories. Some games take a lot of dice, and it's nice to be able to keep them under control. This dice tower, it's shaped like a castle, and it's got some ramps inside. So you dump all your dice in, and they come out neatly in the tray at the bottom. And this one is just a dice rolling tray. It's pretty big, a foot by maybe 6 inches or so. So that one doesn't have any extra randomization, but a good surface to roll your dice into and have them not scatter around the table. And a couple other little things. I've got a couple new D&D books in. The Player's Handbook is a great starting point for starting off a new campaign. And Volo's Guide to Monsters has a bunch of monsters outside the monster manual, and it's got lots of extra details for the dedicated dungeon master that wants to customize their monsters. So you can see there's rolling tables for personality traits for a beholder monster. So you can roll them up and make it unique to your own game. And I've got a restock on the Ultra Pro 9-pocket pages. Great for storing any sort of cards like Magic, Pokemon, or hockey cards if that's what you collect. And some tufts for scenery. Those are great for your Warhammer models. Well, that's everything for our stock update. And we'll move on to giving some more detail about the Fate of Konor campaign. So Fate of Konor takes place in the Konor system, the doorstep of Ultramar, and the forces of chaos are sweeping in, posing a threat to the Ultramarines. So there's 6 different planets, and each one of them is going to be a battleground over 6 weeks, taking us all the way through August, just into the start of September. Week 1 starts at the planet of Asteramis, over on the right-hand side. And the battle this week has a focus on defending the city. So the Chaos forces are arriving on the planet, and the Imperium has to hold them back as they've fallen back to the inner cities. We've got a detailed mission package here, and we've got a couple specific things that are going to be available week on week. So there are buttons for people who come in and participate in the store, and stratagem cards each week for people who come in and play a game in the store. And at the end of the week, we'll take a look at the global results and track whether the Imperium or Chaos is in control of each planet. So you can see there's the stratagems and buttons upcoming for the future weeks. We've got these collector cards. Everyone is welcome to one of these, and it lets you track your participation if you're doing games at home, or you can count models that you build and paint. There's a theme each week too that's worth double points. So in our first week, we've got double points for Space Marines or any start collecting sets. Second week, we move on to elites, then tanks, psychers, fast attack, and finally scenery or Lords of War. We've got a bunch of really cool prizes here. So the big focus for the prizes is going to be on people that completely fill out one of the collector's cards. We've got some bags here. They'd be great for dice. Ultramarine and Nurgle logo on them. We've got wristbands that have all sorts of different faction logos on them, and some tokens that are great for making your game a little more interesting, tactical objectives and that sort of thing. And one other part of engagement is we've got a bunch of certificates to give out. There's going to be at least 2 per week, and we'll pump out details on the store Facebook page and on the local Warhammer group. So feel free to drop in anytime during store hours and get some battles in, or bring a friend with you, or do your battles at home and report them here in store. I hope that gives you a little bit of a taste on some of the excitement for the fate of Konor. And that's all for this week. Thanks.